How can we be here today and not get excited about, after listening to this group of young people? You know, my emotions when I hear them talk, it just goes, almost get choked up. Then I get really, really fired up and exciting. Because this is what HISD, this is what public education in this country really ought to be about. It's not about me, it's not about you. It's really about our young people. It's about their future. And their future means our future. So we're not here today to simply discuss the state of our schools. We're here to discuss the future of our community and, for that matter, the future of education. This is bigger than where we are today as an individual school or as a school district. This is what it's about and can be for our city, our economy, our children, and our future. I, for one, am honored that you're here. You're making a statement with your presence. You're making a stand for all the individuals who make up HISD. And we are all Houston, and we represent the future of what can and what will be. We're here today to see the beginning of the future of education. No longer can we think about education in the manner in which we experienced it. You see, it's a whole new world, and we have to be part of leading it. There is innovation in our classrooms, new thoughts in our approaches, and new ways to look at the future. HISD has been at the forefront. We're where schools and communities across the U.S. look to for ideas. And yes, HISD will continue to be at the forefront of what is next. You see, we're not afraid of what can be, or in some cases, what cannot be. Why? Well, because we know that our future will look very different. We know what's needed and expected of our students, and our district is far greater than at any time in the past. What HISD achieves has an absolute direct link to the economic success of Houston and the region. No institution will have a more profound impact on our city's quality of life and future than HISD. We have a lot for which to be proud, but we have even more for which to be optimistic. We are not and will not be a system of status quo. We're facing challenges and addressing them. The solutions are not always easy, and change is rarely popular. But you can count on us to do the right things for children. You see, our focus is on becoming great all over. Now, it's a powerful mindset that is embedded in every facet of our district. Becoming great all over is what's happening with our teachers. Becoming great all over isn't about a few great schools, but a great school in every neighborhood. Becoming great all over, thank you. Becoming great all over is about our pushing leadership to think bigger, bolder, and then to be held accountable at a new and more demanding level. Becoming great all over is not about being comfortable. It's about becoming something fundamentally better. It's about pushing the high performer. It's about pulling up the lowest performers. It's about meeting every student where they are and helping them reach their potential. We continue to do more for and with our students, often with fewer resources. But there's more to be done. You've heard from our students today. And like me, you can't help but be moved to see their confidence and unshakable belief that they will succeed. And frankly, that's what becoming great all over means. It's about dreaming big and aiming high. It's about nurturing the whole child. We must find, embrace, and pull out the greatness that exists in every student. Now, make no mistake, things are happening throughout our district, yet that's still not enough for our board, our administration, our teachers, or our community. And we will demand more. It's part of our promise for rigor, consistency, and safety for every HISD student. We know that it's not enough to have scattered islands of excellence across our school district. We want every classroom and every school to offer rigorous instruction that stretches the minds of all of our children. And we want them to be safe in every one of our 276 schools. Now, I recognize that the new levels of accountability we expect haven't always been the norm, but it is and will be our norm. We started with great teachers, ensuring a great teacher in every classroom. In HISD, we measure, we evaluate, we hold accountable. Often our efforts have been painful. We're just beginning to see the impact of this approach to leading and managing our school district. We're seeing teaching transformed, and our teachers recognize the impact they're making. More than 90% of our top teachers stay with HISD year after year. 90%. And we have become a national leader in establishing a pay-for-performance system that rewards those teachers who facilitate high student academic growth. Now, there are others who don't meet the grade, and we've placed 99% of the lowest performers on professional growth plans. Now, you might ask, why 99% and not 100%? Well, quite frankly, some of our low performers have decided to move on, or they've decided that it's time to retire. But the point I'm trying to make is 99% of our lowest performing teachers are on growth plans. We're committed to helping them get better at serving our children. But quite frankly, those who cannot or will not meet our standards are being replaced. No other district in the country is as committed to ensuring every child is taught by a quality teacher. We recognize that we cannot fire our way to greatness, but we can and do work to bring our greatness in our teachers with smart professional development. We fully understand that a great teacher is our most important strategy to improve our schools. We also know that the impact our teachers make on our community is not consistent with how they're paid. I hope you will listen to this. This must change. It's time for the Texas legislature to meet its constitutional obligation and adequately fund public education. And the teachers, who are absolutely the key to make our schools, and more importantly, our kids great. Now, we're shifting our perspective at the district level. We're holding our administrative leadership to higher standards. We're listening more to our customers, and we're tearing down silos so that together we can better support and meet the needs of our schools. If our leadership isn't setting the example at the district, then it's difficult to drive greatness throughout our organization and culture. And we're making progress, but it's not as fast, not as far, not as complete as I would like, but the progress is real. Now, we often think about HISD in numbers. 204,000 plus students, 13,000 plus principals, teachers, and staff. We hear about historic decreases in dropouts in each of the last 5 years. Tremendous progress. We talk about a graduation rate that continues to climb and is at an all-time high in the history of the district. And the number of HISD students meeting the state's tougher graduations requirements is up over 2,000 students compared just to 5 years ago. And HISD students earned 45% more college credits in the past 3 years by passing tough advanced placement exams. More HISD seniors than ever are taking the SAT. And record numbers are scoring high enough to be considered college ready. During the past 3 years, we've more than tripled the amount of scholarship dollars offered to HISD seniors from $52 million to $180 million. These are simply not numbers and accomplishments. These are people with real stories and even brighter futures. What our students will be is yet to be decided. How they'll get there is being decided every day across our district. Our students one day will guide our state. They'll drive our economy. They'll lead and create medical breakthroughs. You see, it's not about their socioeconomic place today. It's about their place in the future. And HISD is doing our part to ensure their future is different and better than their today. Yet, even with all these accomplishments and record numbers HISD is experiencing, we continue to change for and with both our children and community. In many ways, it's unimaginable to see HISD and recognize it from even a few years ago. But the big question is what will it and what should it look like tomorrow? For the next few moments, I ask you to move yourself from the here and now and imagine two different scenarios. In one scenario, students with spiral notebooks, number 2 pencils, and backpacks stuffed with pounds and pounds of textbooks sit in rows with the teacher lecturing in front of the room. In the other, you'll see teams of children huddled together working on a project, solving a problem, and having discussions more commonly heard in college. Now, these students may be meeting together outside of a traditional classroom setting or even school. Their teacher may be located in another school here in HISD, in another state, or in another country. In one scenario, there's just a few students who have access to technology during the school day and hardly at all afterwards. In the other, every student has a laptop that can be taken home, so learning doesn't stop at the schoolhouse door. Now recalibrate your thinking, because much of what you just imagined will become a reality right here in HISD. We are embarking on the most ambitious construction project in Texas history, and we have the residents of this great city to thank. We're honored to be joined today by two outstanding leaders of Houston's philanthropic community, Phoebe and Bobby Tudor. I want to thank you both for leading the campaign that resulted in nearly 70% of our voters passing an historic bond that will enable us to do things in Houston that has never been dreamed. I can tell you, I'm not sure that I fully understand, as the school superintendent or my staff, or maybe even you, what passing that bond has meant and will mean to Houston's future. It's going to bring almost $2 billion into our local economy over the next 6 to 8 years. But more importantly, it's going to change this economy. It's going to change our neighborhoods and community in ways that we have yet to imagine. Now, we're responding with a commitment to transparency and partnerships with the brightest minds and companies in the world. We have a willingness to look far and wide for the best and most futuristic and appropriate ideas to transform our buildings and teaching spaces. See, the campuses of tomorrow will look and function very different from today. And when we're finished building, Houston will be the only urban school district and major city in America in which every neighborhood high school is less than 20 years old. Now, when you combine the state-of-the-arts buildings with great educators, we'll have schools primed for greatness. Classroom spaces designed to encourage collaboration and creativity, with teachers facilitating, not just lecturing. But our students also need the right tools to succeed in this hyper-connected world in which we live today. And so I'm proud today to announce that we're working on a far-reaching plan that we believe will close the digital divide that exists in our schools and community. A concept that hopefully over time will provide every child in grade 3 through 12 in HISD with a laptop they can use in school and at home. I want to be clear. This plan's not just to give every kid a laptop so we can say every kid has a laptop. And it's certainly not just to keep up with the Joneses of education. That's not our goal. You see, it's a plan that we believe will capitalize on how students learn today and will transform what we teach, and I believe more importantly, how teachers teach. We're working on an implementation plan for grades 9 through 12 next year. It will be driven by our ability to provide the infrastructure necessary, the staff training, and funding. With anytime, anywhere learning, our students will have the world at their fingertips. We will make sure they have the skills that complement technology so they aren't replaced by technology. Now, just imagine how transformative. So just imagine how transformative this can be for not only our teachers and students, but their families. In today's world, spending 180 days sitting in a classroom to earn a credit is out. Earning credit based on seat time versus course mastery delivered by distance learning or blended learning is in. You see, the tools of technology are no longer a luxury. They're a necessity if HISD is going to do its part in ensuring that Houston has the fuel to drive its future economic engine. Fortunately, we live in a city with leaders who recognize this. The HISD Foundation has recently committed to working with us to find the funds necessary to support this goal. It's my plan to include more details about this proposal in our recommended 2013-2014 budget. Now, our foundation, they really step up. They raised millions of dollars in support of Apollo 20, and we thank them for standing with us to accomplish this ambitious goal. I'm proud to say that the investment in Apollo 20 is paying off. We knew status quo would not change our 20 most underperforming schools. We came to our community with a bold solution to take these schools back and to give these children a real chance in life. And it's worked. It's worked because our community supported this 3-year initiative with more than $16.8 million in funding. The idea of Apollo's basic, the implementation, revolutionary. Today's test scores are up, dropout rates are down, graduation rates are climbing. But more importantly, schools all across the district are benefiting from the lessons we learned in these schools. They're now hiring tutors to help students during the school day and are intensifying their efforts to retain their best teachers and exit low performers. A culture of high expectation is spreading throughout schools in our district. Apollo has served as a solution for troubled schools and an incubator for solutions to schools all over. It works because it's simply about saving children. Now, we're committed to continuing the role in providing quality school choice to Houston families and retaining our position as the district of choice in Houston. We will continue to provide support and funding to our exemplary magnet schools. And we're also exploring expanding magnet options by creating a middle school version of the High School of the Performing and Visual Arts and establishing the district's first small magnet high school for energy, petroleum, and technology. We're opening as many doors as possible for our students, giving them options and opportunities. Whether students choose a path to college or a career, we're making sure that they're prepared. We know that 80% of all the jobs in the future will require some form of post-secondary education. And we're strengthening our career and technical education offerings to meet these higher standards. As you heard earlier, students in the career academies at 6 neighborhood high schools will graduate with an associate's degree from Houston Community College with relevant job training and professional certification. Moving forward, we hope to expand our HILTS program to campuses all over HISD. We believe these programs should evolve along with Houston's economy. Students should expect that professional certifications they receive from our schools will match employers' need today and tomorrow. Employers should expect HISD graduates to have the skill sets and attitudes to meet their standards. Now, when we rebuild Barbara Jordan High School for Careers, it's our goal that it will set a national standard for modern career and technical education, serving as a citywide hub for these types of initiatives. In short, Career and technical programs will be about expanding options, not limiting them. We're also making the path to college a little easier by launching a new program that's aimed at getting low-income students into Ivy League or other elite universities. Now, you heard one of our students talk about that, the student who talked about climbing Machu Picchu. You heard her talk about being involved in a program called Emerge. Now, that program is in its infancy. It's been in HISD now for about 3 years. And it's helped students like her get admitted to top colleges with full scholarships. One of its founders, HISD teacher Rick Cruz, teaches 5th grade bilingual students here in our school district. An Ivy League graduate himself, he understands the preparation it takes, the hard work and dedication and support it takes to get into and graduate from Tier 1 universities. So today, I'm very pleased to announce that just recently, we've promoted Rick to join our district team so he can expand that program to more schools and to devote his energies to it full time. Our goal is to significantly increase the number of HISD student graduates enrolled in and graduating from Tier 1 colleges. Now, Rick's driven because he genuinely cares for students and has high expectations for them. But we see that same drive and passion in other great teachers across the district. A lot of them are here today. To give you a perspective about teaching and greatness, I'd like to share a story about a student named John. Now, I just met John a few moments ago before I came up here. I'm glad he's with us today. I certainly don't want to embarrass him, but he has a compelling story. You see, John attends Las Americas Newcomer School, a special school that we have here in HISD that specializes in helping immigrant children transition into our country. A native of Tanzania, John was angry and disruptive in class. Yet his teachers, who were very skilled at connecting with students like him, they were undeterred. No matter what they tried, however, John's defiance seemed to grow stronger week by week. Until finally his teachers collectively convened a heart-to-heart meeting with John. And at the end of the meeting, John shook their hands and he promised to do better. And then he was walking out of the room, turning to leave. One of the teachers simply said, "Wait a minute. We want you to know that we care about you. We care about you. We want the best for you, like your parents would." Then John began to cry. You see, John's an orphan living with his grandmother. He turned back to his teachers and he said, "My father was a math teacher in my country, and they killed him. He was teaching, and they just walked in and killed him." His teachers embarrassed John, and one told him, "If your dad was a teacher, then that makes him our brother, and that makes you part of our family." Now, I'm proud to tell you, that John's doing well in school today. He's thriving. His case, and he's here. John is an example of the great things that can happen when educators meet the unique needs of each student. When they build trusting, respectful, and safe connections with their students, and when they understand the emotional and academic hurdles standing in the way of greatness inside each student. Now, students like John, they're in every class in HISD. Now, it's not the same story, it's not the same challenge, but it's the same income. And behind every success story is a Team HISD member that's committed to greatness. I want to pause right now and just ask every HISD educator or every educator that's here with us today to stand and be recognized. Come on, stand up. Now, folks, these are the heroes. These are the difference makers. These are the folks that change lives. And we as a community and we as leaders must never forget the power of a simple thank you. Our principals and teachers and support staff need to be thanked every day for what they do and for how they do it. They instill in our children a love of learning and a hope for a different and better future. I'd also like to pause and give a special shout out to our Board of Education. Now, I've been in this a while, and I've worked for a lot of different boards of education across the country. I can tell you that. When I came to work here in 2009, I came to work for what I thought was the most dedicated, reform-minded board that I'd ever met. And some of those board members are here today too. And our board today has not wavered from that commitment to doing whatever it takes to educate all of Houston's children well. Under their leadership, we now have a clear performance measurement tool that drives our work to ensure rigor, consistency, and safety. And we have a new ethics policy that Ms. Eastman talked about to help drive how we do business as an organization. Our trustees are underpaid. They're elected officials who give and give and give and give more. I can tell you, I, for one, am grateful for their leadership. And would you please join me in thanking them for setting the bold direction for this school district? Thank you. The board and our staff share a bond, and we're united in our resolve to do whatever it takes to become great all over. And many thanks to all of you, a community that recognizes that great cities start with a great education. Our partnership with parents, community, faith-based, and business leaders is simply invaluable. We want and need you to be with us and for us. Times are not easy, nor with the budget challenges nationally and statewide will they get any better quicker. But what does not deter us is our commitment and belief, our passion about what we must become. We simply have to encourage each other as we walk down new pathways and try to find new solutions to meet the needs of our kids, not just for today, but for tomorrow, and today after tomorrow, and for the rest of their future. Houston's truly a great city. Yet still, we see too many of our young children giving up on the dreams of greatness because they believe we've given up on them. We've shown the nation what can happen when the people of a great city come together with a common goal. Just think of what we did when we passed that bond. And I can tell you, being one of the 4 finalists for the prestigious Broad Prize in Education last year was a testament to the efforts of our teachers, our students, our administrators, our parents, to you, and to all of Team HISD. We're moving in the direction of becoming great all over, and we're moving fast. And I'm confident that with the continued strong support of our board, our parents, and community, we will transform education and make Houston an international example of what is possible. That's what it will take to become great all over. Thank you.